Okay, this day that I'm here at Havana coffee shop at Corrientes, Havana, 4555, Buenos Aires. Alejandro BLANCO REDEMI at this September 6th, 2014. This is 1456 already in Buenos Aires. I have this, okay, besides very out of order laptop already. Forgive me, please. Haven't I? Alright, the reality is just right in here, something to heaven count. The testimony of God are not only those which to be in Israel, not only those to be in Sion, which comes about the promise about the prophecy in Isaiah. Somebody knows it, like, but it's Isaiah, and the reality of as about Mashiach, Yeshua. And the reality of this also. So suddenly to remember this, his testimony is everyone as the reality of his name as just, fair, and responsible of his creation found as victims, as innocents, and everyone for the cause of the reason of his word that he will be responsible about. So about the testimony of his name is all justice. And the justice is further as regularly the days of the whole as our is history delivered into the regular knowledge, especially with the ones that we are struggled for, that pretends justice, the abominations they are for, and saying that they has right to everyone, especially of the name of Hashem, to be for they to feel glorious like abominable are. I'm gonna be brief about this video. Your Honor, Edmund J. wanted I to say a few words. There came on happening a lot of things, and one of those things is the testimonies are already justice bodies is complete at the reality of all as we know and it where and it is. I just done what I had to do. We were about what we are, and we will forwarding every day, and we are gonna do the right job. Then this game like the suddenly came on happening a lot of things further the reality of mine, and with it, and suddenly it were requestments, and I shown I am real. And with evangelics, United Evangelics, the same ones ever, producing as damages and destruction, saying cannot be possible, and making up any class of other liars, Jadins Plotre, and telling that I will ever be making hocus pocus and by hocus pocus manipulating everybody and being kind of a blechuat let's see. And suddenly it started again with, we are not gonna allow this because of this guy not having such a voice, saying that with my voice I will seduce. And not only that, but with my slim, thinner getting, I will seduce the whole of the men's. And also, oh, have you seen it in the bathroom? Each bathroom, not anybody's. My address, my privacy. And how steps forwarding, how positions in the bath, and how moves, and how seduces the men of the forces. He knows he is being watched by worm cameras. I have my privacy and I am suffering the reality that I cannot even sometimes have my regular physiological needs in that bathroom. And however I move or not move, that degenerates this starts to making what us degenerates are is a different thing. And the degenerates evangelics that the liars they are the right, and the truth about this soul is a disgusting, abominable thing. And the way they are gonna go to hell. Further this, and I'm sorry, pretending justifying the degenerates and saying the victim gotta pay for the sickle shit they are. But let's putting this apart. The Christ of Sodoma. Volk me fech ni meskafle vishki bal khatski khalbat khankham. Of let's me fechelish koflet kham. Happened a lot of things. I came on working with justice bodies and we came on doing a lot of things, and between those things I shown my real I am, my capacities. And not only about voice, 7 octaves were measured with the very opera company, national company. I'm not gonna say the country now, but the reality is I've shown from bass, low until soprano the whole of my range that I never shown before, except for you already know. I came soprano up, and it's my anatomy, piano voice. And the reality is, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, he did not show, and pretended to internate me again, and using my mother, and using everything and everybody, which already kidnapped more people, not only for internation, and telling for international, while delivered into massive rapes for Sodom, Argentina, playing the government of the world and the government of the states, and telling that the government of the United States of America sent I to be internated, they will never endorse and not bear nothing else. And the government of the United States of America, who pretended to say they do and they were exactly officialism and Ejército Argentino Sodoma, like with the rest. Made on the whole of the job saying, we are the governments of the states, of course. And further this, the reality of this, still saying the whole of the delirious Sodoma, telling that I were all the time making them to have the most of the blech of Bachlebetsgani, irresistible, making them the charms of I cannot resist myself, besides who doesn't like it? Supposedly the whole night, and the delirious demons, evangelics, conscience about making the job and destroying, and delivering people to be murdered, to be raped, to be destroyed. And like I said today, Your Honor, like I said today, Matt, God, like I said today, they are crabs. They are crabs. They are crabs. With the pardon of the victims, Christina Kirchner officialism, and the rest that generates are crabs. Forensics that generates with the pardon of victims, Argentina are crabs. Government of the city of Buenos Aires with the pardon of victims are crabs. Are all in the same pubical hair of Sodoma, awaiting for any victim of rape to get there and suck that life up. Is what they live off. This evangelics are exactly the same. Welkom gebele verschille matref, gal khadish motlabe de khad khimenas kia fakhanam. Al fets ma verschille khamachim. Al lets ma vergelikish kwala fakhal khanal. Ultra ma fakhala matskibes kal khanab. Imbrachlika de skolle fakham. And in the middle of this all, after I done what I've done and I cave what I cave, with the pleasures to doing. For justice parties for Israel, the whole I've been and we've been working, not only I, we've been affording to making the right. And I came with pleasures to do, and not stolen. The sickle the larva's crab telling we didn't allow to use which is ours. Sodoma telling that even my body and everything I exist to be them's, and I were not allowed to use, or do, or produce, or give. And evangelics of hell supporting this. And theirs. So suddenly started to destroying everything and everybody and telling evangelics given the Sahab and Israel to us. And nobody has no right to give what Adonai didn't give it to be given. Lest this crafts. So suddenly, if he's stolen, the same with this video, he's stolen, we are not gonna let it, and we are gonna our hell. And that's the way I'll bury forever everyone. Evangelics also, we're suing it and we won, oh we won, Lord. With forgeries that generates rapes, murders, the whole cycle strictly wegmarie, corrupting, destroying, suppressing people, putting people like zombies, and making the whole of the lechmatlaves vechletstanim calvary. You like it? We done it! Don't you see? It's what we said. Customs of Cristina Kirchner officialism Argentina, making up, forging, and make arm for murder is war, and war I give them. To less humanity living off, and this evangelic shit, brain crudo, carnival, cabrera, anaconda, and Paris are not the exception of this rule. With lies saying that I will do the whole del arrest of Sodoma, Cloeja, Policía Federal Argentina says I will do and be. With the whole forgery, the whole degenerations, acá se la hacemos, este no se escapa. Por supuesto. Melfachum Marleveski, Velhefachola, Matredishka, Melfachula Tremefeski, Lavachelkimos Koltefa. Osmelflechidish Kablevecha, Hadish Kumalachachim. We're ready to put in the world in the hell. But the reality is Valchi, Baltan, Matlach, Bechat, Alfeth Maskil Bechelchenim. And the president of Argentina don't do it. Don't you see? She won. He mistaken here. What is the mistake? Because if we command. I'm gonna exhibit right here what is that they says they want. Keeps on fortune for the genocide of Israel. And it's for a large time. I came on fighting and Adonai first and I, and not only I. So suddenly the reality is simple. Pieces of hell, risky. Cristina Kirchner, prostitute. Offenses you? Is this a slander? Is this defamatory? I'm gonna show you this defamation, you piece of a scum. And your pedophilics with you. And the damn whores, evangelics, those with you. And your Sodoma, empire of degenerates, genociders, coins for lives. I'm gonna show you what you want. https://www. Miserias argentinas, abominación del mundo, enfermedad eterna, degeneración de la historia humana. Point TF9. Last key and cleaner my site, last play this is in New York. This is September 6th, 2014, and I'm supposed to be internated because the liars all the time. And also is robbing and has the used to and the vices to go to robbing cell phones to sell them, and with that saying that it's gonna now buy a mixer and thinks that sings. And also makes chunk of stuff in the nose and smokes. I'm giving you this. Are gonna go to hell, everyone. No one is gonna be safe. And this is gonna be paid. From the first to the last. The blood from the first to the last. Victims as innocents. And Adonai's names stamped forever. Once. It's gonna be paid. And Evangelics with the burden of the victims. Amy, be careful where you are, Winans, and the whole people that works for the well. Protect yourselves with alphers. The people that works for the well, which are premeditated for the making the same, us doing here permanently. This sick shit, saying that I am the one that provokes and produces. Amazing sick shit like never seen in my entire existence. The reality of the soul, pardon for the victims and the afforded ones. But anathema is nothing of God and won't ever be. Sus, HTTPS, www. Porque nosotros mandamos y le demandamos porque hace daños a lo que nosotros sabemos que tenemos derecho de ser y de hacer. Point INT. HTTPS www. Porque nosotros somos del Cristo y el Cristo sabe y nos muestra. Y este no tiene derecho porque nosotros somos la autoridad. Point INT. F7. Everything like before. I'm sorry this. We are 1511 at the September 6th, 2014, Alejandro BLANCO, REDEMI, Buenos Aires. Still in Havana coffee shop. Corrientes Avenue, 4555, Buenos Aires. Salah.